Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to mention DCNR's budget in connection with its successful management of shale gas development on forest lands. According to discussions with appropriations staff, the total overall funding for DCNR remains consistent with the last few years. I think it's important to point out the excellent track record of DCNR with this level of appropriations in the Marcellus shale era. In April of this year, DCNR released a 265-page shale gas monitoring report. The preface to the report explained, first and foremost, shale gas production on state forest lands is neither benign nor catastrophic. There are clearly impacts and trade-offs associated with this activity. The question is, what trade-offs are acceptable? The Bureau of Forestry considers these trade-offs and attempts to balance the various uses and values of the forest. I appreciate the Bureau's expertise as we, during this budget process, engaged in a similar balancing of interests in order to fulfill our constitutional obligations. With respect to the Bureau's monitoring of the impact on water, the preface stated that although incidents have occurred, the monitoring data show that water quality has not been affected due to drilling and shale gas development. DCNR's Bureau of Forestry acts in the public trust as steward of the Commonwealth's 2.2 million acre state forest system. The Bureau's management philosophy takes an ecosystem management approach. In 2010, the Bureau established a shale gas monitoring program to track, detect, and report on the impacts of the activity as part of this approach. Modern leases limit surface disturbance to approximately 2% of the acreage within the lease tract. Shale gas leases issued by the Bureau over the last several years also provide enhanced surface protections, including increased setback and bonding, pollution and deep drilling insurance, and limits on entering protected areas. From the early development of the Marcellus Formation until 2012, approximately 1,486 acres of forest have been converted to facilitate gas development in the core gas districts, including roads, infrastructure, and well pads and pipelines. During the same time period, the Bureau acquired 33,500 acres to add to state forest system, including 8,900 acres in core gas forest districts. So from 2008 to 2012, a little less than 1,500 acres of forest land were converted for shale gas development, but 22 times that amount, many acres, were added to the state forest. Further, during that 4-year period, the principal damage-causing agents in the core gas forest districts were gypsy moth, forest tent caterpillar, and frost, not shale gas development. I mentioned that the report determined that the water monitoring results have not identified any significant impacts due to shale gas development. What's also interesting is the report's discussion of the impact on air quality. It explains that since shale gas development began in Pennsylvania in 2008, there has been a marked decrease in several major air pollutants, such as sulfur, nitrogen oxides, and carbon dioxide. There are some trade-offs. 161 miles of road have been improved or constructed for shale gas development in the core gas districts. These roads may have lost some of their wild character value, but they are safer and easier to drive and result in increased access to the state forest. All of the development is, in the end, pushed by the need for energy as an economic driver and a component of national security. What's been a result? The report notes that approximately 15% of all shale gas produced in Pennsylvania comes from state forest lands. As a direct result of Pennsylvania shale gas coming onto the market from 2010 to the end of 2013, the price fell from approximately $10 per MCF, 1,000 cubic feet, to $4.75 per MCF. So in the 61 years of oil and gas development prior to the shale gas period, Mr. Speaker, with that, I will conclude my remarks. Thank you.